Awesome. Well, welcome everybody to our Together We Rise weekly huddle. Super exciting. So just to recap our vision, why Jen and I created this epic community here. Our vision is to bring together a group of like-minded people like yourselves with a passion for well-being and growth. And it's to just serve, share, and empower people on their journey with education, inspiration, and all three pillars of health, mind, body, and soul, and that whole holistic approach. And our core values that we're really striving to live by are health, empowerment, integrity, community, innovation, ease, and experience. And I'm sure you guys are in this group, you can definitely relate to all of those core values. So those are the ones that all of the content you'll see through here, that we will really be living through those core values.
And it's so exciting. And I think one of the most beautiful things about having a community is all of us having the opportunity to really get to know each other. And over the next few months, we're really committed to sharing more stories. We have guest speakers lined up for all of next month. And so we can really start tapping into different zones of genius. And one thing that I think is really important is, this amazing woman right next to me here, Laura, her story is incredible. And I think a lot of the time, because we're speaking into and we assume everyone knows our story, that we tend not to share it as much. So I'd really love for Laura to share her story tonight from a place of total vulnerability and transparency, because it is no doubt how she got to where she is now, mind, body, and soul. And there's definitely been a lot of things that you've overcome over the years. So I just am so excited for you to share your story with everyone today.
Thanks, girl. Hey guys. Okay. So I'm super excited to just be able to share this. And I know a lot of you guys kind of know my story. And like Jen said, we undervalue our story so much. And there's so many things within our lives that we've all been through that truly make us who we are today. And there's so many experiences, so many moments, so many things that we will never, ever fully understand what they've been through, right? People will never know individually what you have gone through. And it's absolutely crazy. And for me, my whole journey kind of started, I guess, 4.5 years ago now. And at that point in my life, I was just basically following society's version of success. I was somebody who was always somebody who, when I do things, I'm all in. When I decide, it's a done deal, right? I don't know if any of you guys can relate to that, but when it came to school, graduated high school with honors. And I was you know what, I'm going to do that. This is my thing. I studied, I just put my all into it and graduated with honors. When I was on sports teams, I was always hey, if I'm doing this, I'm going all in. And when it came to going to college and university, I had no clue what I wanted to do, because really, who at 17 years old actually knows who they are as a person to know what they want to do, right? And I was well, I don't want to be in high school anymore, because if I'm such a go-getter, then I should probably go to college and university, right? And I was actually kind of excited, because in grade 11, I made the decision to drop down to college level English, because I hated fucking English. Hated it. I would get my mom to write my essays for me, how much I hated it. Bless you, Mama June. And just by dropping down was a big thing for me, because that meant that I was choosing to throw out my chance of going to university, right? Because you have to be in all university level things in order to go to university. And that was a big, bold decision that I made at that point. Cause I'm I don't want to go to university. I don't want to do paper stuff. That's not me. I'm more hands-on. And I ended up going to school. Most people don't even know this. I went to school right out of high school for power engineering technician. Okay. Homer Simpson style. And I did that. I went through that program. I did a year internship at Ontario Power Generation, literally worked on nuclear reactors, crazy stuff. And I got through that, and I was that was awesome. Learned so many cool things. But looking at the type of people that were in that job, they all had if anybody works there, this is just something that I noticed, but most of the people had 4 ex-wives. They were paying people. They all complained about things. And I was just this is not the lifestyle for me. So I ended up actually saying, I finished all of that, and I was on the list to get hired, and it got canceled, the class. The government had cutbacks. They canceled the class. And I was worked 3 years so hard to do this. It was incredible money. It would have been 6 figures right off the bat, pension benefits, everything, which is one of the reasons why I went into it in the first place, because that's what we look for when we look for a career, right? Not what actually we're excited by. And then, so I did that, and it was like a year where I was just serving. And I had a really good friend of mine, her name was Carly. And I remember like chatting with her and just being like I don't want to do that anymore. And I was actually watching Chicago Fire, and I was like, you know what, like being a paramedic looks super freaking cool. Like it's always different, it's exciting, I want to help people, I want to make an impact. Like this is something I want to do. But I was having so many doubts and so many fears as to whether I could do it. And my friend, she was like, you know what, Laura, if this is what you want to do, just follow your heart and friggin' go for it. And I was like, okay. So I applied. I like went back to school, like summer school, to upgrade my 76 in science to like an 84 or something like that, just to make sure that I got in. Like ridiculous. And then got into paramedic. And while I was, I think it was right before I got into there, one of my friend that said that to me, she was on her way to a Christmas party that we were having, and she got in a car accident. She ended up going into a coma for like a week, and she ended up passing away. And oh boy, it was like one of the hardest parts of my life. And I don't usually share this with people just because it was so long ago. And like that friend, I was actually friends with when I was young, when I was doing dance. We were partners. We did duets, like we did acro, like we did everything together. And then we lost touch for quite a while because her family moved away. And then in high school, I actually was really good friends with her cousin. And then I got reintroduced to her. And then that's when this kind of happened. And I went through school to be a paramedic, did all of that, like got through that with honors. They were like, you're not going to get jobs. And I was like, you know what, like I'm going to get jobs. I got like 3 job offers out of paramedic. It's just like when you set your mind to something, you do it. And there's so many different obstacles, right? But you always get over them. Like in the moment, these things are so hard, but we just find a way, and trusting that everything is working out, right? Because it's like me, like I went through paramedic. I worked as a paramedic for 3 years, and I worked my butt off to get there, but something was just missing, right? Like I accumulated a boyfriend of 6 years. I accumulated 2 dogs. I accumulated a house at 25 years old. And I actually like was not satisfied with that. So I was like, you know what, let's get a brand new house and just like have even more. Okay. Did that, like all of these things. But it was truly at that point when I had all of these things was when I was the least happy. I was the least fulfilled in my entire life. And I remember driving home from work one day after a night shift on my way home, and I was so exhausted. Like if there's any shift workers, I know Andrea is, like literally falling asleep at the wheel. It's like so common when you work a 12 plus hour shift and you're just exhausted after working flipping from days to nights. Like this was the life that I was living. And I was like, you know what, like if I drove off the road right now, like would I even care? And like that was kind of one of those moments for me. It was like, holy crap, how did I get here? Like I've been working so hard my entire life, and like here I am like accumulating all these things that are clearly not bringing me happiness. And like I'm just like exhausted. I was tired. I was just so like, I felt like I was so lost because there was this pathway painted for me that would bring me this happiness and this success. But then I got all of these things and it was just like nothing, right? Like it was like a big moment for me. And I remember going to my very first Isogenics event, which was like just after that. That's when my mom introduced Isogenics to me. And I like started using the nutrition because I was just so depleted. I was exhausted. And like a year later went by, and after just being exposed to the nutrition, like my frequency already started elevating to the point where the next year when my mom invited me to go to my first Isogenics event, like I went and I was exposed to the community of it. And it completely blew me away that there was a whole nother side to life that I just never saw. And it was people that were empowering each other, people that were lifting each other up, people that like had bigger visions than just like the normal societal picture that is painted that's just so perfect. And looking back, it's like, how can one vision be the right thing for everybody, right? It makes no sense, but it's just what we're led to believe. And I came home from that event, and my boyfriend and I, like, we weren't happy for a while. It was just like, we were so young, right? I think we started dating at 21. And I came home from that event, and he like broke up with me and was like, we can't do this anymore. And like literally 2 years before that, like it was like every like couple months it'd be like, hey, something has to change or else like I can't do this anymore. And it would just keep going on and on. And at that point when he broke up with me, it was like, oh my God, now what? Now what? Like, what the heck am I supposed to do now? Like, we sold the house. I moved back home. Like, that was like Like you think things are low and then they just go lower, right? Like who here can relate to that? Where you think things are like as bad as they can get and then they just keep getting like worse. And I share this with you because you guys all see where I am now, right? And the big thing is like we've just got to keep moving forward. And the biggest blessing that I can take out of all of this was the fact that at that moment, it gave me that aha moment that things in my life had to change. After going through all of those different events, it took all of those things in order to get me to the moment where I was like, F this. Like, I am going to figure out what the hell I want. I moved to Toronto. I sold my houses. I did whatever, worked as paramedic, ended up just cold turkey quitting my paramedic job because I just like broke my wrist, was off for 4 months and then just didn't want to go back. Was it a logical thing to do at the time? Probably not, seeing as you're living off of savings and you've got no income now besides $60 a week from Isogenics, right? But like that moment there when I quit my job, guys, it was out of scarcity, 100%. It was out of fear of going back opposed to love for what I was experiencing in the moment. And the biggest thing that gave me was time. It gave me time to be able to explore and invest into myself. And a lot of you guys right now have full-time jobs. You have all of these different things going on and you're choosing to be here right now. You're choosing to show up and you're choosing to be here to invest into yourself and just grow as a human being. And I promise you that all of the times that you sacrifice for yourself, they are going to be things that you're going to reap the rewards from for the rest of your life. Saying yes to you and the things that you want, it doesn't matter who you have to go against in order to make that happen. It is going to be something that you reap the rewards from for your entire life. And guys, over the last 2 years, I was casually working my Isogenics business. I was making some money with it. And it allowed me the time to be able to actually dive in full on to what I wanted, to start exploring. I went and did my first ayahuasca ceremony. I had no freaking clue what it was, guys. I went into it thinking it was going to be fun. It was not fun. It was the most terrifying, enlightening experience of my life. If you want to hear about that, I can tell you about it. But it was the most terrifying thing ever. And it opened up my eyes to so much more. And that was really like the catalyst to this whole like spiritual thing. And then I got introduced to Jen after going through all of that. And we had such a similar vision for what we wanted for the world. And it was literally like everything in our life. I know I've shared this on the last couple of times when we've done these calls, that every single thing in your life, every person that comes into your life, everything that you see coming in, all of your senses is a catalyst. And me meeting Jen and us meeting each other has been a catalyst in so many ways. And we're just like super excited to be able to share some tools with you guys tonight of like, in this, we're really showing you mind, body, soul, all different pillars of what health looks like, because we all know it's not just your physical health. It's not just your mental health, and it's not just your spiritual health. It's a holistic view of all of it. So tonight, Jen's going to do an amazing, she's going to share a tool with you guys that you guys can use on a daily basis or whenever you feel like you need it in order to help with your spiritual health. And I'm super excited for Jen to do that.
Wow. I mean, can we all just take a moment and realize that it's like, do we all agree that what Laura's doing now is her zone of genius? And what would have happened if she didn't listen to that voice? It's one of those moments that when we truly look back at all the things that happened in our life, I always say we cannot connect the dots looking forward, but we can always connect them looking back. And your story tonight and all the hurdles and all the obstacles that we're overcoming, like, I want us to think about how many people in our lives are having those thoughts right now and don't even know how to actualize them, don't even know how to speak truth into them. And the pain that people are experiencing now is more than ever. And every single person on this call has had some type of realization that they want more for their lives. And by doing that, they're also saying yes to serving other people. And I'm so grateful that you had that experience, because you've been the catalyst in so many other people's lives. And I think the more that we can share that, and the more that we can breathe truth into that, the more people we're going to be able to say, it's okay to say, fuck it, let's start all over. You know, like you said, at 17, how are you supposed to know what to do? I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Most of us don't. You know, we've been told to get up at 4 a.m. and do all these things so that we can actually be the master of our lives, so that we can go to the job and we can do all these things. And you know what? It's okay, because maybe that works for some people. But at the same time, when we start to ask ourselves, who came up with these rules in the first place? Right? And what works for some people doesn't work for all of us. And that's where the most beautiful tool, that is one of the easiest but most difficult, comes into play, and that's being mindful. And being mindful is taking total radical responsibility of learning our own emotions, understanding ourselves. And I know for myself, getting to know myself was really scary. It still is. I'm a freaking wingnut, that's for sure, tornado. And things change so fast that sometimes I can't even keep up with myself. Yet, when we can actually be mindful and practice a skill that's going to give us more awareness, it means that we are creating this sacred temple within our own soul, within our own heart, that no one can take away from us. When we go through hard times, for the first times in our lives, I think we can all agree that the first thing we did is blame, shame, point fingers at. It wasn't our fault. Nothing's ever our fault when we're young, right? Yet as we get older and we start realizing that everything in our lives is a projection from within, and we can be mindful to look at those triggers and say, thank you, now I have something to work towards. Yet that takes another step, creating that stillness. And when things are going well, it's really easy to do that. Real easy. Well, when things are tough, the last thing we want to do is sit with it. And so what I'd love to share with you tonight is just a really simple way to be mindful. And it's a script that I'll share with you so that we can really tap into where the real you resides. And by integrating a form of mindful meditation, it's just going to reveal this expansive self and this expansive place within beyond anything we've ever known before. And you know what? It's actually really cool. And when we start overcoming obstacles in our life, and we start going, a year ago, I would have been a train wreck. Yet right now, I can look at this and realize that I'm okay no matter what. That's the sacredness of creating this infrastructure inside. And so if you're open to it, I'd love for us to ground together, tune into our own breath, just go through a scan of our body, which I will lead you through. And then I'm going to go through a very simple script to be mindful that you can use at any time. So I invite you to find a place that's comfortable. Now with meditation, there's no rules. So you can keep your eyes open or you can close them. You can sit up or lay down. Personally, I love to feel my feet on the ground. I like feeling that charge coming down through my feet into the ground. For me, it's just a mental realization of grounding. You can have your hands in your lap, palms facing up, palms facing down. It really doesn't matter. You create the rules. Just get comfortable. And I invite you to take a deep inhale through your nose, feeling your belly rise and feeling that breath coming up into your chest, your shoulders, neck, and even your face. And at the top of that breath, holding it for a moment and slowly exhaling through your mouth. And doing that all over again, taking a deep inhale through your nose with no rush, feeling the rise of your belly, that breath circulating up through your chest, around your heart, your shoulders, throat, and face. And at the top of that breath, holding it for a moment. And with control, exhaling through your mouth. And as you continue to settle into this space, allowing the rhythm of your breath to normalize in and out through your nose, I invite you to take a scan of your body, starting at the top of your head, allowing your awareness to come down into your forehead, relaxing the lids of your eyes, unclenching your jaw, maybe even dropping the tongue from the roof of your mouth, unclenching your teeth, bringing your awareness down into your shoulders and allowing your shoulder blades to rest down the length of your spine. Becoming aware of your arms and your hands and allowing them to fall heavy, releasing anything that you're carrying with you right now. Bringing your awareness down your spine, allowing your back to relax. Feeling your sits bones in the ground or on the surface you're sitting on. Releasing any pressure from your hips. Unclenching your knees. Taking the pressure off of your ankles. And scanning all the way down to your toes. Thanking this human body for the experiences it provides for us every single day. And allowing it a moment to rest. Taking a deep inhale through your nose. And out through your mouth. Tuning into your heart. Feeling the beat within your chest, a beautiful gift. The actions our body takes every single day that we do not even have to think about. And having gratitude for this beautiful experience. I invite you to bring your awareness down to the bottom of your feet. And for a moment, using your imagination to visualize roots like a tree coming out of your feet and allowing these roots to go deep into the earth. Imagining these roots circulating down further and further into the earth, feeling that energy pull from the base of your feet and allowing those roots to continue going down until you feel so safe and grounded into this present moment. Taking a deep inhale through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you feel that sense of safety, security, and groundedness through your entire being, I invite you to feel into your body and notice any place that you may be holding on to any tension or stress, any twitches or uncertainty that your body is showing you right now. And I invite you to send a deep breath into that space. As you exhale, releasing any energy, any uncertainty, anything that no longer serves you. In this very moment, you are exactly where you're meant to be, and you are enough. Taking a moment to imagine a beautiful ball of white light hovering above the crown of your head. Imagining this sparkling white orb of light circulating on top of you. And I invite you to imagine that this white orb cracks open like an egg, and the white light begins falling down all over your body, all angles, touching each part of your skin, releasing any attachments, negativities, or energy that no longer serves you. And as this white light continues to stream down your body, feeling the warmth and comfort and beauty of creating this container, of this space for you and yourself right now. Allowing this white light to continue dripping down your body, all the way down into the earth, and imagining the white light dancing and intertwining with the roots from your feet. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and releasing it out through your mouth. From this place of total knowing, this place of calm, I invite you to connect with your authentic self. As you regulate your breath in and out of your nose, I invite you to become aware of what is going on in your mind in this moment. Observe the thoughts as if they were soft clouds floating across the sky of your mind. Don't pull the thoughts down to engage them. Simply allow them to pass by. Notice any deeper feelings or emotions that start to arise. You are not trying to change any of this. Simply observe and hold it in your awareness. Acknowledge that you are not your thoughts or feelings. You are something deeper than that. Now turn your attention to awareness itself. Become aware of your own awareness, the knowingness that lets you perceive all this, the inner spaciousness that holds together all the sensations, feelings, and thoughts that make up your experience in this moment. Focus your attention on your own awareness. Experience your awareness with your awareness, and notice how calming and peaceful it is. Now gently allow yourself to sit your mind in this place of nourishing stillness. Let yourself be that stillness. Continuing to focus your attention on your own awareness. Experience your awareness with your awareness and notice how calming and peaceful it feels. Allow your mind to continue sitting in this place of nourishing stillness, allowing yourself to be that stillness. Now gently notice your breathing. Cool air coming in through your nostrils. Warm air going out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And from this place of nourishing stillness, slowly allowing yourself to come back into a more awake state. Taking a mental scan of your body, starting at the crown of your head. And taking your time as you continue to breathe and being aware of the sensations throughout your body. Allowing your breath to move through your body, releasing any blockages that may still exist, and allowing yourself to fully feel this space of total unconditional love, stillness, and awareness that you've created right now. Taking a deep inhale through your nose, feeling your belly rise, feeling the breath come up through your chest, around your heart, throat, and face. And at the top of that breath, holding it for a moment. And as you exhale with control, feeling that new form energy circulating through your body. Taking your time and coming back to the room, and maybe writing down anything that comes to mind right away from your experience today. And I invite you, if you choose and have anything that came up and that you're open to sharing, I'm opening up the floor to any of you with total love.
Yes, I would love to share. Thank you so much, Jen and Laura, honestly, and what you just did personally to me, I've realized I'm holding so much things towards myself because of my past stories, and I just realized I look calm, but inside I'm not calm, and what you just did, it gives me such a relief, and I realized that I need to do that often towards myself, of like not beating myself up, look around me, and like the more I'm going, the more I'm saying the word, and I'm saying exactly what we were supposed to be here. Like, we were supposed to be here for a mission, and I've been through a lot, and what you just did to me just give me that presence of like, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm exactly where I'm gonna go, because I have this vision of, I want to be better every single day, and I want to really like impact more lives.
Thank you, Fuad. I can feel your energy right now, and I just want to thank you for sharing vulnerably. And you are worthy of all the stillness and of the community and the unconditional love that we have here for you. And receive
Thank you
it.
so much. Thank you.
Out of curiosity, I'm actually going to stop the recording for a moment.